Ladies and gentlemen, how's it going? I hope you hear me loud and clearly. What a night it was. What a day it was. Because at noon, we start off with NXT Stand and Deliver, which I gotta say was a fucking great pay-per-view for NXT. I hope you can hear me just fine. Let me know in the chat. Hell, I can turn on my sound for YouTube and I can find out for my damn self, can't I? Because at noon. There we go. I can hear myself loud and clearly on my end. So do you smell what the bloodline is cooking after tonight? You know what's happening tomorrow night. Well, we're not going to jump the gun here and talk about tomorrow night. It hasn't happened yet. And believe you me, I'm far from being prophetic. I got at least one of the matches wrong tonight. Sami Zayn versus Gunther. Wow, did I get that one wrong. But I also did say if Sami goes over, Gunther needs to start doing his world title chase. So, who all here watch WrestleMania tonight? Let me know in the chat. How do you guys enjoy it? We got I Am Walter 13 in the house. We all know him as just simply Walter. How you doing? We got Wild Eyed Yeti in the house. We got two other people watching that are, too fucking chicken shit to show their faces. But what a night it was. What a night it was. A lot of pageantry, as they like to say, in WWE. And I've got to say, they did it fucking well. Everyone was complaining online about the fucking look of the stage. It was too bland. Well, I'm sorry that you think everything needs $1 million thrown at it to make it look good. Yeti watched it. Yes, he did. He was talking to me. I was, my phone's been a little bit shot, so I wasn't getting all of his messages, but he was messaging me his thoughts on it all. And I think me and him had a pretty comparable outlook on the show. Now, I like the opening of the show. They start off big. They treated the first match like the main event. And that's very important. I think that's a traditional way of booking a show. You try and make the opening match as compelling as possible to keep those fans interested and keep them guessing what is going to happen next. And I've got to say, there wasn't too much to bitch about tonight, really, if you look at it in the grand scheme of things. A lot of it went according to plan. I'm sorry, but I'm not going to be a bitch fest tonight. I truly am not. We had Coco Jones singing the national anthem, Triple H coming out, and doing a very brief welcome to the 40th WrestleMania. It wasn't nothing big, and I liked it. It didn't need to be drawn out. The opening bout, which I was talking about, was set up like a main event. Becky Lynch versus Rhea Ripley. Becky Lynch's intro, very nicely done. It was her narrating select quotes from her new book. And then Rhea Ripley was played to the ring by the band Motionless, which is her favorite band, by the way. I'm sorry, Motionless in White. And she looked like a rock star. Those are, and I'm utilizing words straight out of the mouth of Yeti Bloodyard. She looked like a fucking rock star, and I can't dispute that. If anyone else can, then, go fuck yourself. But top to bottom, I watched it with my son, Austin. I watched it with my son, Cody. I watched it with my daughter, Sam, and her husband, as well as my daughter's boyfriend. And even Kyla came down and joined us for a couple of matches. I thought that was pretty fucking cool. She's a big Rey Mysterio fan, so she stuck around for the Mysterio match. I'm going to be honest. The Rey Mysterio match didn't exactly turn my crank. But that's just me. I think this is the year he needs to retire. Also, just my outlook on things. But The opening bout, Rhea Ripley, Becky Lynch, they got to work right after the bell rang. The man scored the first major takedown with a flying drop kick that sent the champion out of the ring. The Eradicator took a control and began beating on Lynch in the corner, but it never felt like either woman had the upper hand for a very long time. Like, it was back and forth right from the get-go. You could see that emotion in there. You were seeing that they were drawing the fans in with the emotion that they had. That is important for the opening bout. You need to connect with those fans to draw them in and keep them hooked. And that is something both of these women are very capable of doing at any given time if they have the right opponent. And tonight, both women had the right opponent. There's no disputing that. Both women are exceptional in that ring. Both women are very compelling when they are in the thick of things. And tonight they were in the thick of things. Hell, Becky Lynch was running 102 temperature. She had strep throat, and she still fucking did a great job. There is nothing much you can complain about on her side of things. I don't see many of the guys on the roster that could probably do the same fucking thing she could. I thought that you gave up on WWE, says Walter. No, I stopped watching WWE because they were complete shit. And then I started watching AEW until Cody left, and their business went to shit. And then people start talking to me about WWE. The storylining was back. Vince was on his way out. Things were getting done the way they should be. So I started checking it out. And then my kids started checking it out. And then I went and got Sportsnet so I could watch these pay-per-views, watch the weekly shows to see for myself if they were truly back on track. And I've got to say, Triple H has done an exemplary job of getting WWE back on track. Is there anyone that can dispute those facts? Because I'm telling you, AEW fell off the rails real fucking quick. They lost their fucking main guy that was trying to lead the business onto that train track where it would compel people to keep on tuning in. Yeah, Rhea Ripley also had shoulder issues that they brought up during the commentary. Like, it was both women were not up to par when it comes to their health. Like, they were both suffering tonight, and they put on an excellent show in the fucking cold. If you didn't happen to look around the arena and see that the commentators were in fucking coats, the fans were in coats, everybody was fucking freezing their ass off tonight. So the match progresses. The back and forth was evident straight through. Near the ending, that is where Rhea Ripley really tuned up Becky Lynch. She countered a manhandle slam from the middle rope. That was the end right there. The Eradicator hit the Riptide into the turnbuckle before hitting another Riptide in the middle of the ring. She scored the win clean. There was no interference. There was no fuckery. It was a clean pinfall. She retains the title. I called it. Yeti called it. Bill Haight called it last night. We all knew. Mommy was going to be on top. One thing I'm going to say. Top A grade show matchup to start the show off. I really don't think the other women's title match is going to look as good as this match. And I don't think any other match would have done the job to open up WrestleMania than Rhea Ripley and Becky Lynch. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. The only problem I have now, this following, Monday, they've got to give Rhea a challenger that is going to top what her and Becky can do. Because this year, or this last run of her title reign, has been kind of choppy. It's been up and down. Mixed in a feud with Nia Jax, I don't think it did her any good. You know, both women tonight, they played on their injuries. They played on on the emotions that they've had going into this show, the emotions that they built up during this the road to WrestleMania. They worked everything tonight. You seen the fire, you seen the anger in Becky Lynch, you seen that that cockiness, that brashness of Rhea Ripley. You seen her dominate at times, and you seen Becky Lynch dominate at times. Like I said, that entire match was so back and forth. It was hard to tell if my prediction was going to come true, if Rhea Ripley was going to retain. And then she hit that riptide into the turnbuckles and then followed up with a number 2. Damn it, it was over. Like, I don't know. I really don't think they could have chose another match to start this night 1 of WrestleMania off. There's no way. I want to quickly say to Yeti Bloodyard, you need to get your ass better. I love you on the show. He's under the weather today. So when he is feeling better, he'll be back. Hopefully he's feeling better tonight. I mean, tomorrow night. Well, what time is it? It's after 12. It's today now. Hopefully he's feeling better after the night 2 of WrestleMania. He can come in and we can shoot the shit of WrestleMania 40 night 2. So, got to talk about the pre-show a little bit first, too, as well. You know, the pre-show with CM Punk on there, it was fucking wild. I love what CM Punk does. I love it that he wants to take people to the edge of what should be allowed and what is expected, and he just pushes a little bit beyond, just to the point where, can't really get in trouble, you know? But I thought, without any pre-show matches, 2 hours was a bit much, especially like they were all in the cold. From the fans to Big E and CM Punk and Pat McAfee, and I believe it was Michael Cole out there as well. They were all standing out in the cold for 2 fucking hours. On top of that, they sat in the arena, an open arena, all fucking night long in the fucking cold. How many of these guys are going to be fucking sick come Monday? The 6-pack ladder match was next. The tag team titles on the line. Now, I didn't know until last night that the titles could be won by 2 different teams. I didn't know that until Bill talked about it. My pick was R-Truth and The Miz. And I said what could also happen is they seem to be pushing, what's his face? Austin Theory and Grayson Waller as well. Well, what happened? Well, predictions came true, folks. So the push went to Grayson Waller and Austin Theory. They got the first titles down. I think it was the SmackDown titles. And a great reward for all the hard work, all the fun he's brought to WWE. R-Truth finally getting his WrestleMania moment. I don't give a shit if it was next to Miz. He fucking deserved it. He earned it. Getting his WrestleMania spot plus the Raw tag team titles, fucking awesome. I love it. They finally split those fucking tag titles back out. Now they just need to remake them and do it where it's a Raw tag team championship. Have a Raw logo on it. I don't care. Have a SmackDown. Have them separate. Have them look different. It's sad when The Rock comes out in the main event and his title looks better than the Universal Championship, the World title, and the tag titles. Like, that's fucking sad. Everyone knows. You've heard me bitch about the titles that they have these days. They look like shit. My opinion, but I don't know. I think a lot of people think the same thing. So Johnny Gargano and Tommaso Ciampa will be taking on R-Truth, The Miz, Pete Dunne, Tyler Bate, Austin Theory, Grayson Waller, Kofi Kingston, and Xavier Woods, and Finn Balor and Damian Priest, who walk in as the tag champions. And they made it very clear it was not all hanging off of one cable. The tag titles were separated, red and blue, had their own little fucking cables hanging down there. I liked it. It looked good, and if I would have known that aspect before last night with Bill and Yeti, I wasn't too enthused about this match at all. And I knew it was going to be a tamer ladder match than what we've seen in the past with the Hardy Boys, with the Dudley Boys, so on and so forth. But there were some pretty fucking good spots in this, and all 12 men gave it their all. They looked good. They excited the fans. They kept that momentum from match one going on. That's very important at WrestleMania. You got to keep that flow going. Once you have their interest, once you have them hooked, you got to keep them interested. And they did that. They very much did that tonight. Yes, it was a great way to settle the tag title situation in one match. I agree, Yeti. You know, you look at everything that all these guys have done, and they're all great tag teams. They are all great tag teams. At one point, you know, we were all laughing because fucking R-Truth is on the apron begging to be tagged in, and it's like, oh my God, here we go. He got into his fucking bit, and we're getting a fucked up R-Truth here, and we all love fucked up R-Truth when he's all confused and shit, and he plays it off so fucking well. Miz actually tags him in, and he pulls the John Cena bit. It was beautiful. As you guys can see, I did a little bit of trimming. The hair's gone. The mustache is gone. I feel a lot more comfortable. I feel a lot more like myself. Had to gear up for WrestleMania tonight, you know. Look good and purty. We had, oh geez, who was it? I didn't write anything down. So I'm going to go through the notes here. I didn't write anything down during the show. But someone went through the ladder at one point. I think it was Tommaso Ciampa getting power bombed. I could be wrong. Beautiful spots all the way around. It wasn't as good as the women's match, and I don't think it should have been. But all the years of R-Truth acting like a goofball and getting the fans, you know, into having fun and getting the eyes on him and The Miz, they got the belts. I like that. They are the Raw Tag Team Champions, I do believe. And A-Town Down Under are the SmackDown Tag Teams. Great fucking match. The right people won, I think, because you'll want to push some of the newer talent. Grayson Waller, he looks good in that ring. I'm not a big fan of Austin Theory. I don't see them being tag champions for very long. But to split those titles up the way they did, I think it was needed, and I think everyone's going to be appreciating it. Charlotte Flair, possibly. What are we talking about? There was a story being told in their match. Yes, there was. I think pretty much in all the matches tonight, they had a pretty good story being told. And then rewarding R-Truth the way they did. I think it was time. You know, that's one thing Triple H seems to be a lot better at than Vince McMahon ever was. The next match, I'm not going to say I was ecstatic about it. It played out a lot different than I thought it would. I think a lot of people suspected either Andrade was going to turn on Rey Mysterio, or it would be Carlito. And that could very much and very possibly still happen tomorrow, or Thursday, I should say, because they are SmackDown. But they kept it clean tonight. There was interference, but I mean, the match was clean. There was no one turning on another. You know, that shocked me a little bit. I figured either Andrade would show his true colors, or Carlito would make the switch. But I guess either they're going to save that, or it's just not going to happen. At some point, though, Carlito's got to be wondering, I was brought in the LWO, and I'm not being utilized. I'm just standing there being a fucking cheerleader. I hate seeing it because the fans love Carlito. I love Carlito. And not seeing him utilized, it just kind of sucks. So, Angel Berto and Elektra Lopez may not have been competing tonight, but they all had new gear and some cool looks to accompany Santos Escobar and Dominic Mysterio to the ring. Rey Mysterio, Andrade, and the LWO were also decked out in special gear. As I think everyone expected. This was a very fast-paced match. It was exciting at some moments. Rey and Andrade and Escobar, they are all veterans. Dom has made a little bit of improvements in his moveset and his fluidness in that ring. But, I mean, he's still pretty fucking green. He's got a long way to go. There was one point in this match where Andrade climbed up to the middle rope, facing outside. Rey Mysterio climbed up on his shoulders, and they did a double crossbody to the outside, taking out their opponents. That was so fucking beautiful. We were all sitting on the couch just like, holy fuck. I want you guys to give me a moment. My daughter's here to deliver a charging cable. Thank you very much, sweetheart.
Love you.
I love you too. Have a good night.
Have a good night. Love you.
Love you, sweetheart. That was Samantha there, folks. Yeah, she helped Papa Viking out by delivering a Apple iPhone here earlier today before WrestleMania started, and because mine blew apart. You drop it in oil, I guess that's what happens, you know. Some good spots in this match, but did it intrigue me fully? No, it didn't, because there wasn't much of a build-up towards this. Yeah, they've had their things ongoing, but I mean, there's been nothing between Dominic and Rey for so long that just all of a sudden, right on the road to WrestleMania, they rekindle it. There was no obvious switches tonight, like even like the Judgment Day, everyone's looking at it, well, they could possibly fall apart. I think they should. I think it's about time. It was, in my opinion, slightly overbooked. It's still an exciting match. Still a lot of good things happened in this match. They told a story, which is always needed. And pretty clean. There was some interference on the outside, but I mean, it wasn't overall too bad. It's just, it wasn't a match that I was looking forward to, and maybe that reflects on my judgment of it. But I mean, it wasn't on the level of the ladder match. It was not on the level of the opening match with Becky Lynch and Rhea Ripley. It was nowhere near. I don't know. I'd probably have to grade this like a little bit more than a mid match, you know? I don't want to be too cruel on it, because a lot of good things happen. Like when I got to say holy fuck, when they do a move like that, double crossbody to the outside, where they're like connected from the ass to the shoulder, you know, that's impressive. And, you know, it wasn't the only impressive move I've seen out there today, but it was, I think the victory, Andrade and Rey defeating Dom and Escobar, I think that was a little bit too, I believe I picked Dom and Escobar to win. I really thought there was going to be a turn with either Andrade or Carlito. It didn't happen. Maybe they're saving it for down the road. Not a bad match. Some exciting parts in it, but I mean, I wasn't fully invested in the match going into it either. Not everything is going to be a hit. Jake Bagwell in the house. Yeti calls this match a 7 out of 10. I think he's judging fair there. I think I'd have to go with a 7 out of 10 too. They can't be all 8 out of 10s, 9 out of 10s, or 10 out of 10 match. It's not the way it works. It's never going to be that way. So we get a little bit of a vignette with Jey Uso and Jimmy Uso. Their road, as you can say, to WrestleMania. Get that little package here. And what I liked is Pat McAfee really bringing it home. You know, this is a brother versus brother match. You know, it hasn't been done since the days of Bret Hart versus Owen Hart. Matt Hardy versus Jeff Hardy. You know, Nikki and Brie Bella. You know, it just wasn't done for a very long time. Well, we got that tonight. Was it a hit like we were all hoping it would be? No, it wasn't. I probably would give this match a 6 out of 10. I thought they focused a little bit too often on the super kicks. I think 6 out of 10 is pretty generous. I expected a little bit more. I truly did. Was it a bad match? No, it wasn't a bad match. But like I said, it was heavy with the super kicks. And we all know the Usos love the super kick. We know that. I would have liked to have seen Rikishi at least at ringside. You know? It just, there's the hip checks into the turnbuckles with the head, shades of Rikishi. We've seen that. But the majority of this match was about telling the story, yes. But rather than putting on some exciting sequences, it was mainly super kick, super kick, super kick. They didn't make themselves look good at all. They didn't make themselves look great. There were some bits spot on. Spot on. But, I mean, we've seen the super kick parties how long from the Young Bucks? I think we're all tired of these super kick parties. 6 out of 10 here. My opinion, I know. Everyone loves the fucking chant yeet or no yeet. I say fuck yeet and fucking put on a great performance like we know you can. There was no interference in this match. I did like that. There was no Solo Sikoa. There was nobody at ringside. It was simply Jimmy and Jay. Jay went over on Jimmy. I figured that was going to happen. I was kind of hoping that Jimmy would get a little push this time. I truly did because, frankly, Jey Uso as the main event, Jey Uso has not been a main event. I don't know if anyone in the chat agrees. It was 6 out of 10 is how Yeti would have scored it as well. Hey, man, I'm fucking hitting all the fucking buttons here. I'd love to go into more detailed bits of the matches, but I'm going to tell you, folks, I'm tired. I watched all of Stand and Deliver. Every single match on there was pretty fucking good. And then I watched about an hour of the pre-show of WrestleMania and then the entirety of WrestleMania Night 1. I'm fucking tired. And, I was really hoping that Yeti would be feeling good today, but you know what? We're going to do the best we can tonight, There's not going to be any extras tonight. There's not going to be any, drinking or anything. I've got a fucking glass of cranberry ginger ale here before my eyes, and that's what I'm sipping on. There's no alcohol in here. I had a little bit of alcohol during Mania. After this, we went to Damage Control versus Jade Cargill, Naomi, and Bianca Belair. And I don't even have to, give a great description of this match because it played out exactly the way Bill, Yeti, and I all predicted last night. It wasn't a long match. We got the shitty promo yesterday on Friday night with all three women. It was not good. None of those women can cut a promo. That was a mistake on their part, giving them that space to do a promo. Yeti passed out from the super kick. Evie in the house. How's it going? Not enough super kicks. What the hell? They need at least a few dozen more. How you doing, Evie? We all knew Jade Cargill was going to be on the apron until she was needed. She was going to do the big moves that we know her to do. She did a couple extras. She did a choke slam, which impressed me. She learned to do the choke slam. But, I mean, there was nothing spectacular about this match. There wasn't. This was a match to introduce Jade Cargill at WrestleMania, make her look strong. But, I mean, it was going to be mainly Bianca Belair, Naomi doing the work along with the midgets. I mean, Kairi Sane, Asuka, and Dakota Kai. And we had Asuka try and do her poison mist. She blew her right in the face of Kairi Sane. That was the turning point right there. They got destroyed. I believe it was Bianca that made the pinfall. And I think it was meant to be Bianca making the pinfall because the storyline going in was about how she has been defeated time and time again by Damage Control. I said, it wasn't an over-the-moon kind. This one I got to vote for a 6 out of 10 match as well. We all knew what was going to happen. We all knew what was going to happen. And that predictableness kind of took away a lot out of this match. Because until I see Jade Cargill in a singles match where she's got to actually put over her opponent as well, I can't judge her fairly yet because it's going to be very predictable. Tonight was very predictable. So I gave the last match 6 out of 10. You know what? I kind of got to go 5 here because it was no surprise, what they were going to do. The upcoming match, Intercontinental Championship, Gunther versus Sami Zayn, though. Wow. I'm like 8.5, 9 here out of 10. These guys fucking sold it. Like, I mean, everything that was done, they fucking sold it. At one spot, we all cringed. Like, I mean, every single person in this house that was watching fucking cringed. My son literally turned and averted his eyes after seeing it, held his hands over his mouth with that brainbuster on the top turnbuckle. That was sick. I was actually surprised that they allowed that move to happen. We have seen lately on YouTube clips of this kind of brainbuster going very wrong. Yes, she looks clumsy all the fucking time. But the brainbuster, holy fuck, that was so cringe for me. Like, I literally went, oh my fucking God. Like, why the fuck would they allow that? What I like, though, Kevin Owens was in gorilla position. Well, it was in the tunnel when Sami Zayn was going out. He had a little talk with him, smacked him in the face, and said, get it done, Loved it. And it was go, go, go the entire fucking match. Like, these guys did not let up on each other. The chops ringing out from both men, fuck, man. I don't care how tough Gunther is. He's hurting bad after this match. I predicted Gunther was going to go over. He was going to retain that title. But I also stated if he does drop the title to Zayn tonight, that means it's time for him to go to the world and chase that world title. And I think very much that McIntyre wins on night 2, becomes a world champion. And I think these two big motherfuckers are going to collide because McIntyre could not defeat Gunther. So if that was the case, that while Seth is off healing, Gunther steps into that role as the challenger, wow, what a first fucking feud for McIntyre. That is going to be brutal. But tonight, it was in your face the whole fucking time. And if this match would have gone any other way, I think the fans would have been disappointed in it. If it would have been a lopsided matchup where it was mainly Gunther destroy, which happened. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. Gunther was fucking brutal. But then so was Sami Zayn. It was, like I said, so back and forth, so in your face. And that's why I chose not to take notes tonight. Because I wanted to keep my focus on the show. Trying to sit there and stare at a fucking piece of paper and write down and take notes? Oh, fucking no. Killshot Matt Storm in the house. How you doing? There's no fucking way I was going to sit there and jot down notes and miss the action. Because I knew Becky Lynch, Rhea Ripley, they could really fucking throw down if they could do it. And they fucking did it. This match the same fucking way. Like I said, I'd have to say 9.5 out of 10 for this one. Zayn really played up that babyface angle where you had the monster heel like Gunther. And they really played up the underdog. And yes, I hated the build up to this match. It was, oh, woe was me, Sami Zayn. It angered me because there was so much of that going into the road to WrestleMania. It just pissed me off to no end. You don't need to have pity when you have busted your ass off. You made it back to a main event spot. Why do you need people to, woe was you? No. At that point, it was fuck you. Get the job done. I really wish he'd stop using the Blue Thunder Bomb. It never works. It never pans out. Why keep on using it? But the amount of times he made... okay, so the ending of this match, which was the very brutal, sickening part, that brainbuster on the top turnbuckle. And I'm going to attribute this to the cold, because these guys weren't lathered up in sweat. They weren't like just dripping with sweat. If it would have been inside an arena where it was heated, this was an outdoors arena, so they stayed a bit on the cold side, so the sweat couldn't build up too much. And I think that's the only way Sami Zayn would have been able to control that large, massive body of Gunther, keep him gripped tight, so that way that brainbuster didn't have him just pop out of his fucking arm and drop him headfirst onto the fucking mat. I think if it would have been an indoors arena, I think Gunther would have been fucked up tonight. But the super brainbuster, he follows that up with a haluva kick to the back of the head, gets back across the ring, hits a final haluva kick. 1, 2, 3, Sami Zayn finally gets a WrestleMania moment other than being a tag champion, and he is the new Intercontinental Champion. So expect Gunther to be in the world title hunt. I don't know what Yeti would have given this. Gunther's arrogance cost him the match. It was well played. Yes, it was. He did play that well. I was surprised that Sami won. I thought that it would have been someone else to take the title off Gunther. You know what? I think, and this is just my opinion, I'm not going to say this is going to happen, because I don't know what's going to fucking happen. I think Seth Rollins needs time off to heal. And so if he disappears, that means there's no rematch against McIntyre after he wins the title off of Seth Rollins tomorrow night. He needs someone to solidify his reign as the new world champion, or he ends up being a traditional, that transitional champion, and Gunther takes the title off of him. I don't see that happen. I think it's going to be a long, drawn-out feud between those two, and I think when they finally collide, where the title does change hands, maybe Gunther gets the big push. I think it's going to be beautiful. When they showed Sami hugging his kid before the match, we pretty much knew he was winning. Indeed. I thought the same thing as like, okay, yeah, Gunther is dropping the title tonight. Like I said, I've got to give it like a 9.5 out of 10. Like, that was a fucking beautiful match. You can't ask for much better out of those two. Sami Zayn, always on the ball. Like, his matches always look pretty good. It's just the whole sympathy storyline. It just bugged the fuck out of me, because it was Bayley doing it. It was Cody Rhodes doing it. You know, I can't even remember. Oh yeah, you had Bianca Belair. Oh, woe was me. Fucking damage control, whooping my ass all the time. Well, you needed your ass whooped because you became a bland bitch. You know, but it's my opinion. Main event of night one, off the fucking chain. I knew it was going to go down the way it did. I expected there to be interference out the asshole, but no. Instead, The Rock utilized his power as a board member to control the referee. He straight up dick punched Seth Rollins and basically told the referee, fuck off, mind your own business. This is my business we're taking care of. I loved it. We got brawls throughout the fucking stands. We had brawls outside the ringside. We had Cody Rhodes hitting a rock bottom through an announce table on The Rock. Oh, you gotta love it. Gunther's reign lasted 666 days. Is that real? Did it actually go 666? Everything played out the way it should have in this match. I truly believe that. If Cody, this I think also solidified, Cody wins the Universal title tomorrow. If it would have been Seth and Cody going over tonight, I think he wouldn't have won the title tomorrow. That's just my opinion. They could pull a swerve on us. They've done that plenty of times. Rock's entrance, I thought it was pretty fucking awesome. You know, the final boss engaged bit was beautiful. It was straight up out of a video game style entrance here for The Rock. Really turned it up a little bit for WrestleMania here. You couldn't have asked for much better. Roman Reigns came out as he always does. Seth Rollins came up looking like a puffy fucking bitch, as he always does. You need to find a new wardrobe designer because, goddamn it, man, you are the puffy bitch of the WWE. And that's all I'm going to say about it, because he's become basically a... I can't say that because I get fucking canceled then. Certain type of Joker. Yes, speaking in a high voice. Yeah, I think I'd be speaking a high voice too if I got punched in the dick. Back and forth for a bit. The Rock and Reigns did a lot of damage. We've seen the Mama Rhodes waist belt, the weight belt, come out to play, fucking ending the match that way. I think there's some pissed off people in the house here. But it's like, yeah, I knew it was going to happen. Rollins looks like, and they could just be playing it up. It looks like he re-injured his knee. I think that's just playing it up for tomorrow, to really put over McIntyre, because you know McIntyre's going to target it now that they showed it in this matchup. And Roman and The Rock played it up well. They kept on attacking that knee following that chop block by Roman Reigns on the apron. Queef designed Rollins' outfit. Well, God damn it. You should start dressing like Seth. No. I don't bend that way, okay? I'm not built that way. There was a lot of back and forth until the final moment where Rhodes tried to hook in the crossroads. Reigns backed him up into the ropes. You seen The Rock lace him with that belt. You heard the impact of that belt connecting against his flesh. So fucking just gave me the shivers because I loved it. I truly did. I wanted to see him get his ass whooped. The only thing I have a problem with, The Rock promised to hand that fucking belt to his mama, and the bastard did not follow through. He had Cody's blood on it. He fucking tore into his flesh with it, and he didn't fucking fulfill his promise. What a fucking asshole. I was looking forward to it. I wanted her to add her tears to that belt. I'm sorry, folks. It was just in my mind, it was like, I had to see it. I'll say it for you, Pete. Seth looks like a cross-dressing Joker who raided Queef's closet. There you go. Straight out of the mouth of an angel in Evie Bloodyard. And albeit, her halo is pretty rusted and broken. And her wings looking a little bit leathery. But, I mean, God damn it, what an angel she is. Was it predictable? Yes. Was everything that happened during that match predictable? Abso-fucking-lutely not. Rhodes and Seth Rollins did a great job. I was impressed. The Rock did as much as he did. He did, I think, when he blew himself out, when he gassed himself, you seen him standing on the outside. He wasn't even standing on the apron anymore. He stood on the arena floor and letting his partner, letting his cousin Roman know, I can't tag you in right now. I need to fucking catch my breath. I think it was portrayed beautifully. I think these four men busted their ass off, gave the fans everything they were expecting and even more. Taking it up the ramp between Cody and Roman. We had Seth Rollins and The Rock going out into the stands, fucking battling it out there, spitting prime on each other and water. It was nicely done. Seeing the Crossroads put not only on Roman Reigns, but also being attempted on The Rock. The Cody Cutter taking out The Rock. You know, the people's elbow. We've seen that. We've seen the spear. We've seen the Superman punches. We've seen the curb stomps. It was everything and more this main event needed for night one. It set the bar. Same with match one. They both set the bar on how night two should be. And if we don't get that or better night two, people will crap all over night two. But I suspect we're going to have a great fucking night two. You look at this one, The Rock, Roman Reigns defeat Rollins and Rhodes. I expected an ass whooping to follow it. Surprisingly, that did not happen. We've seen Cody and Seth finally both in the ring once again, just sitting there, disappointed in themselves, their faith broken a little bit. Everyone needed to see that because Cody needs to go into night two looking like he's lost his confidence a bit now. And I think that'll help sell the main event for night two. I think it's going to end up getting a little bit bloodier. We've seen Roman Reigns' nose bleeding tonight. I think there's going to be a little bit more blood tomorrow. I think it's going to get diabolical with the bloodline and the bloodline rules. Will we see a new member in the bloodline? I don't know. I think it's time they bring in some fresh blood. I think they need to start fucking selling the other members of the bloodline. It can't not just be The Rock and Roman Reigns all the time. Jimmy Hay needs more airtime. Solo Sikoa needs a dominating run. Are we going to see that? I don't know. But main event, the opening bout, the two best matches on this card, I'm going to give the main event a smaller mark than the first one. I think I'm going to go. I'll go 8.5. Meaning thinks The Rock bought his own belt and had Ali's wife hand it to him, so he'd have an excuse to carry it around. Yeah, I heard it was given to him last night at the Hall of Fame induction. Am I correct in that? Or was there another event following that I don't know of? Yes, he was given the Brahma Bull belt last night sometime, or I mean before WrestleMania night. I just don't know the whole story of it because all I watched was the Paul Heyman induction speech. I was ecstatic about it. It was beautiful. I've never watched an NXT pay-per-view until tonight. I don't even think I've watched any of the replays on Sportsnet. But I was fucking satisfied with what they did. I think it was a total of 5 matches. It was done fucking nicely. I loved everything about it. I did miss the one match, though. I think it was the tag match. The Wolf Dogs. I missed that match. But the rest of it I seen. I think I started making myself some lunch or something during it. I can't fucking remember. But I loved it. Standing to deliver, fucking delivered. It was during the Hall of Fame. Okay. I think while my son's at work tomorrow, I might finish watching the Hall of Fame because at first, when I first seen him come out on stage with it, my brain quickly clicked on. And at first, I thought it was the Brahma Bull belt that Vince McMahon had made during the Attitude Era to kind of give The Rock kind of like the Broken Skull title of Stone Cold. When Stone Cold had the Smoking Skull, that's what it was called. And then I looked a little bit closer and I seen that Brahma Bull actually had some shape to it, you know? And it's like, oh no, that's a new fucking title belt. And I loved it. And it is sad that the Rock's belt looks so much more superior than the fucking Universal and the World title. After Heyman's speech, the rest of the Hall of Fame ceremony felt boring. Hard to follow that guy. It is. I was actually surprised they let him go first. I really was. But I mean, if he would have lost a lot of the attention from the fans at that point, I think it would have lost its appeal before they got to him. So I'm glad they put him on first. I loved everything he said. and he didn't. I don't think he pulled any punches either for his Hall of Fame induction speech. I really don't. Um, Rubber Chicken of Doom and Grins. Oh shit. Um, Yeti, what was your opinion of the final match? Was it to your liking? What kind of grade would you have given it? I gave it 8.5. I think I said I gave it. It went the way I wanted it to, because in my opinion, Cody went over with Seth tonight over The Rock and Roman. He wasn't winning the title tomorrow. Hard times, motherfucker. Oh shit. Ow. Why? Why hit me with a rubber chicken? See, I can sell it like Yeti does. Just a little ow. Ooh. Oh. No. Yeah. Fucking great match. Like I think I told Yeti I give this night one 8 out of 10. Definitely. Yeah, 9 out of 10. You went a point over what I gave it. Um, I was expecting a lot more blood than just a bloody nose. I truly was. I thought it was going to get like really fucking violent. We seen Cody bleed before WrestleMania. I expected them to bust him open again. I truly did. Maybe they saved it for night two. Maybe they said, well, guys, that's enough blood. Okay, hold it back a little bit. Who knows? But I don't have much to complain about. There was a couple of matches that I just wasn't that into. The Usos. It was. I think they could have told the story a little bit more, but I think I think their story got cold. That they didn't have enough time to heat things up properly. And the way they went about the match itself, I'm sorry. I'm not a fan of seeing that many super kicks in a match. The super kick, that was always a way to either, set up your opponent for the finisher or to finish your opponent off. Not just fucking throw it away like that. It was bad. They mentioned Roman was battling leukemia again. Well, really, I didn't hear that. Thought he was in remission, and a hint that he's taking time off too. Well, there you go. I don't think anyone's going to dispute. Cody's going over tomorrow. Cody will be your new Universal Champion, and thank God he already said when he wins that title, it is being changed to the WWE title. There doesn't need to be such a long, fucking drawn-out name for a title belt. Unless, you're the Seventh Circle of Hell champion. Then you got to draw that bitch out. I think we all commented it tonight while watching Mania that Reigns has lost a lot of weight. Like he's lost a lot of mass. He isn't as big as he was. And if that's a sign that he is battling leukemia again and he's going to have to take time off, I'd rather see him take that time off, get better. If he can continue his career, fine. But I mean, that's shit you got to take care of. And I don't think anyone can fault him for taking away. Right at the start of the match, one of the commentators mentions it. Oh, okay, I missed it. There was some talking going on here, We're a nice, happy family together, so we get talkative. And so some of the commentary I did miss out on. But yeah, I did totally miss that they talked about his leukemia. Pat McAfee needs to be on every fucking main event commentator's booth. I'm not fucking shitting you. That guy was fucking gold tonight. Even Michael Cole. Michael Cole hit a couple of good spots in there. I loved it. I chuckled. I laughed. I can't wait to see CM Punk in that world title match tomorrow on commentary alongside Pat McAfee and Michael Cole. I think it's going to get fucking interesting. I really do. I kind of wish CM Punk had a bigger presence than just the pre-show tonight. I think he should have been out there on commentary as well and through parts of it. Just to really fucking get into people's heads a little bit. But overall, great night one. I'm fucking tired. I had a little bit to drink, not too much. Had pizza with the kids. Cooked a little bit of dinner as well. I fucking thoroughly enjoyed night one. So that sets me up for a great tomorrow. I want to do a little bit more for tomorrow's show. I want to make sure I got notes down and shit like that. I want to be a little bit more prepared. Tonight, I had the winners, losers, a little bit written about each, but not too much. We knew this was going till 11. It is 1 in the morning here in little old Ontario, Canada. Fuck maple syrup, by the way. But, yeah, great fucking night one. Like I said, I'm hoping Yeti is going to be live with me tomorrow. Have some good times on here. Can float things back and forth between each other. I like that. I thought about calling someone else to be a guest, and it's like, you know what? I'm fucking tired. I don't want to be on here for 2 fucking hours tonight. I just don't want to. So, yeah, tomorrow's going to be a little bit bigger show. We're going to go through expectations of what the aftermath should be on Raw, because the last couple of WrestleManias the following Monday has been complete shit. We need a great, great Monday Night Raw now. And it needs to go hard into this new era that they're pushing. Like Triple H says, we don't have a name for it yet. We're at the beginning stages. A lot of people already call it the era of Triple H. No, I'm not drinking rhubarb juice, but you know what? That kind of sounds fucking tasty, unless it's from Rhubarb Arena. Pete drinking his custom warm glass of maple syrup before bed. Customary. Sorry. A heart's covering your full word. I don't even know why they started fucking putting emojis there. Fucking stupid shit. So I want to say good night, everyone. I hope you all enjoyed WrestleMania. I want you guys to hit that thumbs up on your way out. Give me a little bit of love here. A lot of this podcasting I'm getting myself back into. So I'm not probably as forceful as I once was on the microphone. I'll get there. Just give me a little bit of time. Let the arrogance run its course a little bit, you know, like break free a little bit, you know, get a little bit lewd, rude, and crude. And we'll be back where we were at one point while I was doing podcasting. I'm going to be as fucking ignorant and fucking just sheer asshole status when I'm doing RWO. I don't transition over here on the podcast so well. Like I said, you guys have a great night. Night one was beautiful. I'm hoping that OBS is going to close properly for me today, because sure as shit has been a bitch last night. So you all take it easy. Have a great fucking night. We will be back tomorrow. We are going to be fucking tired all over again. For now, I'm out of here.